This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. And this week's Loud and Local Band of the Week is Himiko Cloud. We got our Loud and Local Band of the Week, Himiko Cloud. You want to find out how you can get their music? It is simple. Steve will tell you, man.
I got a debut record came out a few months ago called Telomeres.
And if you want more info, you can go to the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. If you want more local music, then tune in Sunday nights here on The Rock at 8 o'clock. It's a show called Loud and Local. And yeah, 2 hours of great music from the Pacific Northwest. Bands like Himiko Cloud. And we've made it. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Well, look at Danny. He's doing something. Hopping. Yeah, he's hopping. Getting down on Friday. Scooting. Scooting. Yeah. Fun.
We could even say it's Ice Blue Friday.
Ice Blue Friday.
Yeah.
I like that.
Can start this weekend as well.
I know. There's so many sports going on. And I'll watch at least 2 things.
All the sports. Mariners.
Yeah.
Kraken. Sounders. Seahawks.
You're going to have to go back and forth with the Mariners and the Hawks because they're on at the same time.
So that's going to check my phone on the Mariners score.
Right. Oh, wow. I guess you're not willing to really focus. You're not going to see them rise. You're just going to watch the updates, aren't you?
Yeah. Damn straight. That's been my good luck charm. I check my phone and they win.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Is
Don't
that
change
really
it then.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to our contestant today. We got Tim in Mount Vernon. Tim, are you there?
So, dude.
All right. Let's, Steve, get out of here.
All right.
I don't know what happened out there. All right. For those playing at home, Tim will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Tim, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. You ready?
Let's go.
The Pentagon Papers contain secret government information about which war?
World War II.
No.
1.
No.
Vietnam.
Yes. What car company makes the Civic?
Honda.
Yes. The movie The Lorax is based on a book by which author?
Dr. Seuss.
Yes. American Idol ran on Fox for how many seasons?
10, 11, 12.
No. The network ABC stands for what?
American Broadcast Company.
Yes. The U.S. Virgin Islands are located in which ocean?
Atlantic, Pacific.
Atlantic, yes. Hakeem Olajuwon was a well-known professional at what sport?
Basketball.
Yes. Compton is a city in the southern part of which state?
California.
Yes. What year of the early 1990s did Jim Henson pass away?
90, 91, 92.
90, yes. What was Joey's job on Friends?
Barista.
No.
Cook.
No.
Pass.
Oh, well, what was Joey's job on Friends? That's the only thing you can guess on again.
Oh.
Doctor.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct.
Technically, you didn't ask what his main job was, because at one point he was a barista.
What?
Yeah, he worked at the coffee shop for a little bit.
That's
That
horse
works.
crap. I don't count that.
I do count that.
That was one of his
Fine.
jobs.
Whatever. He gets 9 correct.
Whoa, yeah, baby. That's what I'm happy
That
about.
wasn't his main job.
Nice
But you
going,
didn't
Vic.
ask that.
That's not what I was looking for.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't matter what you're looking for. It's matter what you said.
Stupid Friends people over here
Love
knowing
Vicky.
things about Friends.
Hey, Vicky's the winner today.
What a terrible Friday. Worst Friday ever.
I love it.
Dang. Steve?
Love you.
Are you ready? The Pentagon Papers contain secret government information about what war?
World War II.
No.
World War I.
No.
The Vietnam War.
Yes.
Nice.
What car company makes the Civic?
Honda.
Yes. The movie The Lorax is based on a book by which author?
Dr. Seuss.
Yes. American Idol ran on Fox for how many seasons?
10.
No.
12.
No.
11.
No. The network ABC stands for what?
American Broadcasting Company.
Yes. The U.S. Virgin Islands are located in which ocean?
Pacific.
No.
Atlantic.
Yes. Hakeem Olajuwon was a well-known professional at what sport?
Basketball.
Yes. Compton is a city in the southern part of which state?
California.
Yes. What year of the early 1990s did Jim Henson pass away?
1990.
Yes. What was Joey's job on Friends?
He was entrepreneur.
No.
Bartender.
No.
He was actor.
Yes, and Steve, with that, you tie! Vicky screwed you, by the way. 9-9. Woo!
How?
Because Tim said that one of the jobs was barista, which I said no. Apparently, he was a barista for a short time. And since I didn't say main job,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Vicky screwed you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no,
Vicky.
you screwed Steve. Is who
Love
did it
you
because you
all.
didn't ask the question right.
Yeah.
Don't blame Vicky. Steve, you could have a song right now, but the host is not the most.
Rude. American Idol ran on Fox for how many seasons? Anyone want to fashion a guess on
I
this?
don't really care, to be honest with you.
That's the spirit.
Nice.
15.
Yeah.
See, well, now you have that little tidbit of information for trivia. It's
you
another
know
place
what?
and time, Maybe
If I win $1 million, I will come back and shake your hand. Otherwise,
just shake my hand. You should give me a little cut of it at that point.
No, because I don't even want a space in my brain for that. I got other places in my brain that need to have cool stuff, and not that.
Well, whatever. Congratulations on your tie, Tim and Steve.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, there you go.
Did I miss
Good
any
job.
questions? Or did I get them all?
Just the American Idol one.
Okay, no, I didn't know if there was another question. I was just wondering if I got...
No. You got to all of them. No, you got to all of them. Yeah.
Well,
I was
yeah,
just
I mean,
wondering.
if you got 9 right and missed one, that would make 10, wouldn't it?
I got 8 right, I thought.
No, you got 9.
Oh, nice job,
Okay,
Steve.
you know what? Can we take his song back? Honestly,
yeah,
He
you know
doesn't
what?
deserve-
You know what? You
We
lose
take
on
his
this
song
one.
back. I gotta lose
Not
his
even
song.
paying attention.
I'm distracted. I'm looking at cracking clothes.
Oh, no.
How many? I thought you had enough crack. What's wrong with
Danny
you?
started it.
Oh, you and Danny have a problem.
I'm not getting anything. I'm just looking.
Oh,
Some
yeah,
nice
that's
stuff.
how it starts, okay? You start with the window shopping, and it's a full-blown addiction.
Well, fortunately, the hoodie that I liked is sold out at Simply Seattle, so that's a
yeah,
good thing.
and dude, I'm telling you, Northgate Station is too close. Like, because I go up there a lot to go have some great Indian food at Saffron Grill.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, why don't I just go over to Northgate Station and see what's up?
Yeah.
And it's right there. And, of course, the Kraken store there has every damn thing you'd want. Oh,
They do,
yeah.
man. They got all the jerseys with the player names and numbers, and the
get the
T-shirts with
hell-
the names and numbers,
Oh,
and
yeah.
hats.
I love the T-shirt with the players' names and numbers. I love that look. I always love T-shirts that have that. So
I have one
get
on the
hell
way.
out of there.
I pre-ordered one, but it's been delayed for some reason through whatever website it was. I think Fanatics or something like that. We got a Grubauer one coming. But man, What happened to the old days, man? I miss the old days when T-shirts were not $40. Agreed.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, $40 is a deal when you think of what you pay for a jersey. That's the problem. You know what I mean? When you think about it, I mean, yeah, but you're right, Steve. I do miss those days.
Yeah, that's like saying, no, $40 is a deal when you know how much you pay for like a Porsche. I mean, they're two different things.
Well, if you're going to go to that department, $40 is like nothing at that point. If you're in Porsche territory, but yeah, I know what you mean, dude. But you know what? People just look at us, though. When we say stuff like that, they look at us and go, yeah, Grandpa, and how much was a cup of coffee? 25 cents? Shut up.
$25.
I disagree with that because there used to be concert shirts that were like $15, and now you go to any concert and they're $35.
How long ago was that, Danny? I mean, for a legitimate band, could you get a T-shirt for
like
$15?
15 years ago. That's not that bad.
15 years ago? And I would argue that 15 years ago, I mean, a top-tier band is still charging more than $15. A super top-tier band. I would say $25.
I feel like
$25 is what I remember paying 15 years ago. So 15's not far off.
You know what the problem also at concerts though, and I went and saw that Mark Rabia guy over at the Showbox, like the electronic guy that does the Flamingo song, and he's awesome. But he shared a great tweet on his page. It's kind of like he's like, I just want people to understand like the frustration of being a touring artist because a lot of the venues they get a cut out of your merchandise sale when you go to the venue. So
I didn't know that.
And it's like a ridiculous cut. I can't remember how much of a percentage, but it's a pretty sizable chunk. So that's why they jack up the merchandise sales at the shows themselves. That's why I understand okay, this shirt's more money at the concert because they're just trying to get their money back because they got to pay the venue a percentage on every shirt that they sell while there.
Yeah, the one thing Shark Tank has taught me is that there are so many middlemen, which is why things cost much more than it costs to make them. Because sometimes you watch Shark Tank and you go, it only costs you $5 to make that and you're charging $40? What? But then, like you said, Steve, there's so many things you don't know about other people that got to get paid. And if it's fair, I mean, if in fact the people that are, getting it aren't getting rich off of it, all the people getting their cut, well, I am all for, providing a lot of people a chance to have a living and put food in their own mouth. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, Mark Guy says some of these venues are taking 10 to 20% of your sales of your shirts.
And now we got to look at the venues, though, and go, all right, are these guys, are the venues super rich, or is this what they got to do to get by themselves? I really don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know either, but it's just crazy. That's why a lot of times when you go to a concert, the shirts are quite a bit more than what you would get if you bought that same shirt online.
Which, you got to start wondering, do you go, hey, here's a card with the URL, the whatever, the little boxy symbol with all the little grid stuff, whatever, and just scan that, and we'll talk later, buddy.
Yeah, buy it that way, and we'll send it to you.
Yeah, but the thing is when you're at the Kraken Complex shop there, I mean, you don't have to wait. You can just get it. It's right there.
You have to wait for it to show up in the mail.
Yeah, see, you are saving shipping. So in a way, maybe, $40 if you think about it. I don't know.
All right, let me go back there today.
Yeah.
Get myself that Drieger jersey shirt, whatever.
It is such an impressive sight, the Iceplex, man, and all the stuff that's going to be around it once they get that all done. It is going to be a destination place. Northgate, man, I wish I bought property up there. I wish I had the brains to realize that was going to be a hopping place, and I feel like it's going to be really good.
I know. I should have never left Linwood. I would have been right by it.
Oh, damn, dude. Right. Yeah, I mean, you had Linwood.
That's the first time anyone's ever said I should have never loved Linwood.
Legit. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. But you know what? You may be onto something. It is time for Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What do you want to talk about? We got your calls. We got your texts. We'll take those at 903 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999.
BJ, for Listeners on the Loose, we have a very special guest. I'm very excited to chat with him. He's a good friend of the show. He listens to the show all the time, a buddy of mine. He's a very special guy that went from being the bass player of a great local band, Greyhawk, to being a hero who stopped the gunman from possibly hurting a bunch of people at a venue in Boise. Please welcome to the show, Darren Wall.
Hey, Darren, welcome to the show.
Hey, BJ. Hey, Mix. How you guys doing today?
It's good to have you on, my man.
Yeah, we're doing well, man. I mean, of course, the big thing is how are you doing, bro? Because, man, you did what I would like to think I would have the courage to do, but I don't think I would. And, you stopped something really bad happening to people, and you literally took a bullet for it.
Yes, sir, I did. I'm doing okay. The leg's healing up pretty good. It's a little bit day by day. I'm still on crutches, can't walk, but mobility is getting better, and prognosis is good for recovery. Luckily, that bullet missed everything, by half an inch. I mean, it's sitting half an inch from my femoral artery, which would have been real bad. And it's still there. They're going to leave it because they don't want to go in and risk further damage. But, I'm getting better day by day.
Is it going to go off at when you go through security at an airport or something like that? Will it show a bullet in your body?
Yeah, I'm going to be having spinal tap moments, except it's not a cucumber, it's a bullet. So.
Oh, man.
Wow, that is so I didn't realize that. So it's going to stay in you. Whoa, dude, that's wow. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's an interesting souvenir to get on your 41st birthday because it was my 41st birthday when this all happened, too.
Yeah, so we can go back to that. So it was Greyhawk, your band, which we've had as a Loud Local Band of the Week recently as well. And you guys played a show over in Idaho at a place called Shredders?
That's correct.
And so what happened from there?
So we like you said, we got asked to play a show, and as you do, where you're a small underground metal band, you drive 9 hours to play for 50 people, and It's awesome. And we played the show. It was a great time. Everyone, it was the metal scene in Boise is wonderful and a great little community. And this all happened after the show. This gentleman was not affiliated with the show or the bands or the music scene or anything. We were all kind of hanging out after the gig, and someone brought it to my attention. They said, "Hey, there's a guy outside being pretty belligerent. We got to keep an eye on him." And, I've dealt with these types before. Usually you get some drunk guy who's out of his mind and he's just yelling loud and, they're full of hot air and nothing's going to come of it. But this was quite different. This gentleman had, I would say, a cold arrogance about him. And it struck me as different right from the get-go. And he was trying to get inside the venue even though it was closed. And people were telling him he couldn't get in. There's a bit of just banter back and forth between people, and I was keeping my eye on it, at which point he left and went back to his car. And on his way back to his car, he made a finger gun motion, and he pretended to pop off rounds into the group of people that was still there. So at this point, I'm on high alert now. He gets in his car. I'm hoping he's going to leave. Unfortunately, he gets out of his car. Now he's got a backpack on. So now I was like, okay, so we're going to be in some trouble here. So I told the person next to me, I said, call the police. And I don't know if they called it or not, but I told her to call the police. I got up and went outside. He tried to get in the venue again. He was confronted by some other people. It played a bit of pushing and shoving. Then the gun came out. And so that's when I jumped in the way of the gun. I don't think anyone else saw it, but from the vantage point I'd taken, I could see the gun. So the gun came out. I kicked him once inside his leg to get him off balance, and I positioned myself between him and the crowd and pushed him backwards to get him off balance because I knew he was going to shoot me. I mean, it was in my mind, it was a foregone conclusion that I was getting shot. I was just trying to not take it in the head or the chest or in any vital area. And as he was off balance, he pulled the trigger and he shot me once in the upper left thigh.
Damn, dude. And you just how did you have the wherewithal to actually? I mean, you really thought this out. Have you been in any situations like this before, Darren? Where because I wouldn't even thought of all those things you thought about getting him off balance and making sure I don't get shot in a pivotal area. Is this something that you are somewhat experienced with in any way?
Yeah, I do have some experience and some training with this stuff, which really helped. Just being able to read people's body language and et cetera, and kind of know what's going to happen. But lucky for me too, he was, the police were in the area because they were looking for him because apparently he was driving around Boise earlier that evening waving his gun at random people. So the police were looking for him. They were just about 40 feet in the wrong location. So they wound up being on the scene really quick, which was very good for me.
Yeah, I was saying, after the shot, did you still hold him down, or did other people jump in as well?
He shot me. He shot me, and then I went down and I got back up and I used an expletive that I will not repeat on your show.
Appreciate you.
And he basically ran off. at that point. And then the police got him. We're on the scene. They figured out where he ran to, and they got him in a parking lot really close by. And then they wound up taking him into custody.
My man, that's wow. And then yesterday, you and I were chatting, and you just randomly mentioned, "Hey, check this out. Do you think this is cool?" You got to share the story about what just happened to you yesterday and in the last couple of days that involved a man who's already known as the nicest guy in rock. And this isn't going to help anyone say that he's not the nicest guy in rock after hearing this story.
I will tell you, Steve, his reputation is 100% based, and I can attest that he is the nicest guy in rock. So I went on a morning show in Canada, much similar to yours, and my buddy, a DJ, Nicky Oman up in Canada, was interviewing me about it, and he asked about if I had any gigs coming up, and I said, yeah, I got a gig on the 26th. He said, you going to play it? I said, one way or another, maybe Dave Grohl could lend me that throne he was using when he broke his leg. Just as an off-color joke. I just decided, I thought that was funny. And he kind of said, you know what? I'm going to ask. So he started tweeting it, and then his fans started tweeting it. And eventually
isn't that big throne that had the Foo Fighters logo that he loaned to Axl Rose when he broke his leg? Yeah, and he just jammed out on this monster throne.
Yeah, exactly. So, it started getting tweeted around, and then Dee Snider got a hold of it, and then he tweeted it at the Foo Fighters and said, how about it? And at that point, the Foo Fighters Twitter page, it was their management, messaged me and said, hey, what's going on with this business with the throne? And I said, well, there's an incident, and the guy said, well, give me your number, I'll call you. So the manager kind of called me and wanted to know what was happening. And at this point, this was kind of when the whole media blitz was happening, and I was just kind of tired of telling the story that day. And I said, look, I'm just going to send you a news link because I know you're busy and you can just kind of see for yourself and make up your own mind. So I sent him the news link, and about 20 minutes later, I get a call back. And he said, look, you're going to get a number. You're going to get a call. It's going to be from a California number. Pick it up. Don't ignore it. It's not a spam call. And I said, well, someone's calling me right now from Berkeley. And he's like, bye, pick it up. And so I picked up the phone, and I hear, Darren. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, it's Dave Grohl. And I'm like, if I didn't talk to your manager, I would swear this is one of my buddies messing with me.
Wow.
So he said, man, my manager just sent me your story. Are you okay? And we kind of talked for a minute, and he said, so you want to use that throne or what? He's like, it's just sitting in storage. You can use it. And I was like, oh, man, are you serious? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, how are we going to get up here? He's like, I'll ship it to you. Don't even worry about it. I'll just send it to you. And this guy was calling me from the MTV VMA Awards.
Wow.
He took time out of his busy day at an award show to just basically talk to me. And we talked about just random music stuff, and we talked about the Probot record, and we talked about working with Lemmy from Motorhead and all kinds of cool stories. And then, the one thing he said to me that really hit hard is he said, I don't know if you know this, but I was a really, really close friends with Dimebag Darrell from Pantera, who was, tragically shot and killed on stage in 2004. And he said, I really wish that you were at that show in 2004. And if you were, maybe my friend would still be here.
Wow.
And that really tugged at my heartstrings, it really did. So that throne showed up in my house yesterday. And
damn.
It is now in my basement. It's currently in 3 pieces because I couldn't get it in the house in one piece, but it's in my basement, and I'm going to be sitting on it at El Corazon on Sunday night playing a show.
Nice. How crazy is that? Yeah,
that's
the picture of it in his basement right there.
Wow, that is pretty awesome, man. So there's a reason to go check out the show at El Corazon, just because you get to see the throne rock.
Dude, you should see how it was packed. It looks like a miniature Millennium Falcon.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. It does.
Yeah, it did. I just got that picture, and I was like, wow, that's actually coming here. And then, it showed up on it. He basically chartered one truck to just bring it up. There was nothing else on it. So I was like, man, this is an unbelievable gesture from a really, really cool guy.
It's incredible, man. So you'll be rocking out on the Foo Fighters throne this Sunday at El Corazon with Greyhawk.
Yeah, and the coolest part is it's got a cup holder, so you can have a beer with it, too.
Perfect.
That is great. Oh, is that so good? Oh, man. Darren, that is a hell of a story. Now, I know that, you've got medical bills, and I believe there's a GoFundMe that's been established to help you out?
There is. It's been wildly successful. I think it's going to be more in there than I actually need, so thank you, everybody who donated to that. And,
wow, that's amazing.
but every penny that I don't need, I've picked a gunshot victims charity, and I'm going to give every penny that I don't need to that charity because people have given me that money for medical expenses, and I've been able to work this whole time. I've worked for a wonderful fire suppression company called Alexander Gow Fire Equipment, and they've been letting me stay on the payroll the whole time, and they've been taking care of me as well. So the outpouring and support from everybody has been amazing.
Well, Darren, that's good. You are an inspiration to a lot of people because it could have gone so badly, and you literally gave up the body to keep that from happening, to stop a very mentally disturbed person from hurting a lot of people. And you know what? Nowadays, that is probably one of the most heroic thing anyone is really seeing from just a regular dude. So congrats to you, man. That is, it's what? All the accolades are well deserved, and all the great treatment. And I love that Dave Grohl, because like you said, you touched him because of him thinking of Dimebag. I mean, I think you really genuinely touched him.
Oh, thanks, man. I mean, it's just it's been a while. I did not really expect this to happen. It was just a thing that I did because I couldn't let this guy shoot my friends or anybody in the building. It just and like one of the things that came out after is this guy had 2 pistols and about 80 rounds of loaded ammunition and magazines in that backpack. So,
wow. So
I think my intuitions were correct.
100%. Yeah. Great job.
I mean,
man.
that's my friends being alive is the gratitude I need. But all the other stuff has been a cool bonus, and it does mean a lot that everyone has cared so much.
Well, Darren, I wish you a speedy recovery.
I have a very stupid question. Did Dave and his crew, did they say, hey, at some point we want this back, or is this now yours?
So he said I could use it as long as I need it. And then when I don't need it anymore, we'll just arrange to get it back. And, hopefully Dave never needs it again.
Right.
And hopefully nobody else needs it. But I mean, if someone does wind up in a similar situation and wants to keep playing their gigs, I mean, maybe they can get helped out as well.
Because that'd be funny if he's like, we need it back. I need it too, man. I got it in my living room. I sit on it every night when I watch TV.
I know. I would have a hard time giving that back, Steve. I would.
Yeah. I probably will prop it up in the living room at some point and watch a movie with it or something.
You have to.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Darren, thanks for taking the time, and really thanks for being you, man. That's fantastic.
And go see Greyhawk this Sunday over at El Corazon. You can check out Darren on the bass rocking in the Foo Fighters Throne.
Awesome. Hey, thank you, guys. I love the show, so it's an honor for me to come on and talk to you guys.
Right back at you, Darren. It's an honor for us as well. Darren Wall, thank you so much, Darren. Take care, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
It is Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Spartan Plumbing. If you got something you want to say, you know what you got to do. And don't forget, KISW is presenting Ghost and Volbeat at the Climate Pledge Arena on January 27th. And you can listen all day today through 10 p.m. to get the code word. Then you can head over to the contest page at KISW.com to enter for your chance to win tickets to the show. And the code word this hour is Papa. That's right. Like Mama and Papa. Papa is the code word. Tickets go on sale Saturday. Starting today, Saturday. I'm wishing it was Saturday. Tickets go on sale starting today at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. All the info at KISW.com. And yes, it is Listeners on the Loose. Again, brought to you by Spartan Plumbing. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Or if you call us and text at 937 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock at 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Getting a lot of text messages about Darren. A lot of people said, thanks so much for having Darren on. I love his band and just an awesome dude. That was a great story. Another person said, I'm crying right now hearing that story about him talking to Dave Grohl with the dime bag, Daryl. Comment, that hit hard. Another person also said, he brought up Dime. I'm crying like a little girl right now. Thanks a lot. And goosebumps about that story about Dime Bag.
Yeah, it is. You know what? This is why I'm so happy that we did things like we did last night. I'm Listening, which was on last night at 6 o'clock on The Rock. And Odyssey is committed to doing this, the 5th annual. It is big stuff, mental health. Because no doubt about it, it is a person that was mentally unhealthy that Darren had to stop. And man, if we could intervene in people's lives a little bit more, talking about mental health, ending the stigma, we may not have to have occurrences like this. And luckily, Darren is going to be okay, but he is going to have in his leg living proof of a mentally unhealthy person that he had to encounter. It's time to continue the conversation, stop destigmatize mental health and awareness, and make people know that stuff like this happens because people are mentally unhealthy. It's the bottom line. Everything is all connected to that. So, Darren, thank you for doing your part. And I'm glad people, liked it because there was a lot that we didn't know about that, Steve. I mean, including, that touching Dave Grohl on the level that it did.
What a story, going from stopping an active shooter situation to then just a groundswell of people demanding that the Foo Fighters give him, based on a joke that he just told with a radio show, and then Dee Snider from Twisted Sister getting involved.
I know, that's so random. It's just like all of the connections and all the dots that led to this.
And I'm just like, the whole time just thinking, man, yeah, Dave, if you're trying to lose that whole nicest guy in rock persona, you're not helping that. It's something so great.
And dude, social media finally did a good thing. You know what I mean?
Sometimes.
It's what the internet creators all the way back in the 70s hoped that the internet would be. And it happened in that moment, at least.
Someone just said, hey, Migs, did you hear the big news? They're getting rid of 764 Hero. I did. Rev actually just sent me a link to it as well.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know 764 Hero?
Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. Is that the Tell-On line?
Yeah, when you rat people out for being in the carpool lane.
Yeah, the Tattletale line. You're right. Oh, good news.
Yeah, Department of Transportation, they said it's time to just let that thing, it's done. People know what's up, so you don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah, that was lame.
I remember back in my day of not necessarily being the best when it came to riding in the HOV lane without anybody in the car with me. I remember getting one of those, you were ratted out by 764 Hero pamphlets they would send you. I don't know if you ever got one of those.
Oh, I never got one. I was never the Steve of the HOV.
Oh yeah, you go in and pull out my mail and it's like, oh, someone called us saying that someone 764 Hero'd me. And I remember just calling, there's a number if you want to dispute it. And I did. And I'm like, I had a kid in the back of my car and I don't appreciate you guys harassing me. And I was trying to if I sound stern about it.
Wow. I had a kid in the back of my car.
I never heard anything from him again.
Oh, really? You never did, huh? Yeah. I'd probably figure out if this moron's willing to call us. That's fine. Wow.
You would get warnings. I don't know if you ever actually could get a ticket, though, through that. It was more just a warning thing.
Well, of course, now the Highway Patrol I shouldn't say it, but the government realizes, if people like Steve want to ride the HOV, let's just charge them.
Oh, this was
really?
I guess, you got to call. The Department of Transportation would mail first-time violators educational materials. Second time, you'd be sent a letter from the Washington State Department of Transportation. And then the third time, you get a letter from the Washington State Patrol.
It's an interesting thing because if you go on 405, man, when the traffic is a beating on 405 South, and it usually starts right at 90 and then going south, the HOV lane, which is just a regular one, not the pay one, doesn't do much. You see that they're moving as slow as everybody else, but those pay lanes, man, nobody will go in them. They will not pay.
No,
I mean, some people will pay. I always pay, but they really are a fast way to go. It's money is the issue. It's like, you know what? That's what. But the regular HOV lanes, they're kind of slow on a bad day.
Oh, absolutely, they back up pretty bad. But dude, I know because I sometimes make the trip to train for wrestling. I go to Everett, so like there are times where I'm going from Puyallup to Everett during rush hour, and man, that pay HOV lane thing is like the greatest invention ever.
Oh, isn't it, Steve? Oh,
for a few dollars. I mean, it's like, I'm not doing it every day. So I think if I had to do it every day, that would be a little bit of a dent in the wallet. So I can understand why people will just rather sit in traffic. But, once a week, oh my gosh, it just saves me so much stress and headache and just frustration of being stuck in traffic.
Oh, I'm telling you right now, if you got a job and you have to go work north or work south, and the company says, hey, we'll throw in a good-to-go pass, I mean, I might think I'd take that job. It's like, if I know I got to go on 405, I will take that GTG pass. I will.
GTG.
That's how we say it.
So I said I'm so excited for the Kraken. Can't wait for that first game against my longtime team, the Vancouver Canucks. But have you guys, we should ask Sean Forrest on this. I didn't even think about it. Has anyone heard anything about the mascot situation? What do you think will be the best mascot for the Kraken? You can't say Gritty, LOL. Kind of hoping for Squidward.
Yeah.
That's Squidward from SpongeBob?
Yeah.
So I want what's the Sigmund, the sea monster?
Yeah, Sigmund, yeah. Boy. I mean, Sigmund, it would be cool, but I feel like it's got to be the Kraken. And I'm at Kraken, I guess Crackers? I don't know, Crackers? The
Crackers?
I don't know.
So someone said they should have like an octopus thing, but it's a female, so it's Elise. And then it's Elise the Kraken.
Oh, I like that. Elise the Kraken. That's clever.
I'm not opposed to that. It definitely has to be fun and silly, though. I hope it's not like trying to be like serious, like,
I mean, look, so far they have not disappointed me. All the things that the Kraken hockey organization has done, they have been amazing. So I feel like they're not going to let me down when it comes to whatever they do with the mascot situation.
But whatever it is, I mean, then you're just printing money.
Yeah. Well, Steve, are we going to have Ice Girls? Has anybody heard about that, or is that gone?
I know they were looking for like promotional people and people to be a part of their ice crew. I don't know if they're doing it like some hockey teams treat it like cheerleaders in a sense, like girls dressed in like cool outfits out on the ice shoveling the scraps of the ice during the periods during the game. But I don't know if they're doing it as like just whoever they hire is just going to be doing that. But they obviously were hiring for that.
Listen, I don't care. They can have anybody on the ice they want. You know what I mean? Like, if they want to represent everybody so that everybody going to the game has somebody that they really enjoy seeing do the ice thing, that works for me. Because it's so much fun. Those kind of things are really fun. I miss the dancing groundskeepers at T-Mobile. I don't know if they're back or not because I haven't been to a game this season, but that was always fun to see them come out. And I don't know, the llast times I had gone, I didn't see them. It could just be I was unlucky, but man, that's fun stuff.
Somebody brought up a good one. We could have Kraken.
Yeah. Cracky works. Crackers, Cracky. I mean, I wasn't sure if Cracky would be fine, if they would go for Cracky, if it sounds too much like, Crackhead. I don't know.
Rev was really pulling for Phil for a while there.
Yeah, Phil the Kraken.
If they really did Phil, that would be hysterical. And all they got to do is just call him Phil.
They're not going to do Phil.
I think
there's not a chance they're going to. I'm willing to. I will get, if they do Phil as the Kraken mascot, I will get that tattooed on my leg as well.
Oh, time for the campaign then.
There's not a chance.
Let me just say this.
Hell, I'm willing to bet that.
Let me say this right now. I'm going to say this just in case anybody from the Kraken organization is listening. If you want to sell even more merchandise, you selling Phil the Kraken merchandise, that will be
money.
Printing money.
So much money.
Everybody will buy Phil the Kraken.
That'd be like if you would just name your venue the Crack House and then sell shirts that say that. They're not going to do that either.
I see the Crack House. I can understand. I mean, that has a drug reference, but Phil the Kraken, you don't have the Mick in there. So really, it's just an inside joke that everybody gets. It's just Phil the Kraken.
The world's worst inside joke.
Oh, I know, but I would buy those shirts. It's just and all it has to say is Phil and a picture of a Kraken. Dude, it is
he look like Dr. Phil, like a bald octopus with a mustache?
Yeah. We want Phil. Rev is on to something, and they should pay Rev money right now for this brilliant idea.
Someone said Cracky McCracken.
Nothing sounds as good as Phil. I'm stuck on Phil. This is not right.
There's been a few people that have texted the idea of like it's multiple mascots, like it's a bunch of different tentacle mascots, and they all come together like Voltron to become one giant mascot.
Is one of them named Phil?
Sure, BJ.
All right, then. As long as one's named Phil. Dude, you know they would print money on that. My God, the merchandise.
They're not going to do it.
Everybody would buy it. Every country would buy it. Then we go, did they really call their mascot Phil? We would be the best team in the history of all teams.
Somebody said they should just hire Kelsey Grammer. What is he doing? And just have Frazier the mascot.
Awesome.
Frazier the mascot.
Wow. Okay. I mean, poor Kelsey.
I mean, they got the David Bonderman, Dre Bruckheimer money.
Yeah.
They can afford it. There he is. Someone found a picture. Vicky found a picture of Kelsey Grammer wearing a Kraken jersey.
And he just shows up, look for the Kraken jersey. And he's like, instead of I'm listening, I'm watching, like watching the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, fine. That's my second choice. I think you know what my first choice is.
Do we want it to be a badass looking mascot or a silly, like kid friendly looking mascot? Like,
it has to be silly looking for the kids.
Yeah, probably.
It depends on one thing, though, Steve. Is his name Phil? That's all.
He can be whatever he wants. As long as his name is Phil, I'm fine with it. And he kind of looks like a Kraken. I'm good.
I guarantee you.
Well,
I just tweeted your quote there. I'm trying to get it going now.
We're in the business of making money here, okay? We're all about making cash. So we gotta, Oh, Phil the Kraken would be fantastic.
I'm just going to say we never thought Kraken would be the name, Steve.
Yeah, we never did.
Yeah, and I did say if we named the team the Kraken, that I would get the Kraken logo tattooed
So now
on it.
you're going to get Phil the Kraken on your leg. You're
getting a lot of deja vu here.
Yeah.
Danny, are you going to
be a whole leg sleeve of bad bets about the Seattle Kraken.
But now, Danny, you have to go all in on this as well. You're going to get the Phil the Kraken tattoo as well?
I'm always in with Steve. Let's go.
Right, woo, there we go. We got it. That's the magic. That's the magic that got us a team name. Both of you going all in on the tattoo. I'm very excited about this. All right. And you know what I'm going to do? If it happens, I will also endorse you guys getting a tattoo. That's what I will do.
Oh, okay.
That's the spirit.
Come on, put your money where your mouth is there,
I
Phil.
am. I am. I'm going to watch you guys do it. Yeah. Just like I'll dress up like Frazier and watch you guys. How's that? All right. Here's a big question that needs to be answered, okay? Even bigger than Phil. What do Ryan Castle and Guns N' Roses have in common? Well, I'm going to tell you at 9:50. But first, here's a brand new GNR song on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Guns N' Roses have in common?
Yeah, I almost ended up playing drums for Guns N' Roses at one point.
Really?
Yeah, when the band first got back together in that reunion about 4 years ago, Duff called me and I was like, "Look, dude, I can't be futzing around playing in bands. I have a career.
That's right. What are you
I got a real job, dude. I can't be, I'm past that point in my life. Actually, everything in that story is true except for the part where I was going to play drums for Guns N' Roses.
But the phone call from Duff was true.
The phone call did happen, and I did say, "Look, dude, I can't be futzing around playing drums if that's why you're calling me." It was not.
So it said, usually I make fun, but after hearing that new song, I have to say, both Ryan Castle and Guns N' Roses rock.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's a nice way to start a weekend. Thanks.
Sure is.
They both slap hard, according to one texter. That song is killer.
That's nice.
So, Ryan, tell me a little bit about that song. It's called Hard School, and it's new to us, but what's the story?
Yeah, so apparently it was part of the sessions for Chinese Democracy, and they reworked it. It was not on that album, but they reworked it with the three original members of the band, and now you got a ripping new Guns N' Roses song. Dude, if I didn't know any better, I could have said that came from the Appetite for Destruction sessions, because it just has that grit to it.
Has that raw feel to it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good sounding song, and boy, it's like, it's so nice to say new Guns N' Roses. That's awesome.
That's right. It's like a kick in the teeth.
Speaking of kick in the teeth, you're not going to get it from Ryan Castle, but he's going to give you a 12-pack to the face.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
The voice of the Seattle Kraken. Please welcome back to the show, John Forsland.
The only thing I missed, Migs auditioning for the emergency goaltending position. I don't know how that went down.
Oh, man, I was going to say, I was one of the lucky 9 people that got invited out to do the tryouts for the E-Bug, or the emergency backup goalie. It was an experience of a lifetime, John.
Well, you should know that I have some scouting reports, like I'm privy to this stuff, and we fired those scouts, by the way.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Well, bankruptcy costs, of course, vary depending on what type of case you're filing. There's a certain amount of court costs and other out-of-pocket costs that you're going to have in any case. The filing fees in a bankruptcy case are about $300, whether you file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. One of the things to watch out for when you're shopping for bankruptcy attorneys or looking at the different cost options is that a lot of times, especially the really cheap places, don't tell you up front about all the court costs and whatnot that you're going to have to pay in addition to the attorney fees. So make sure that you get the full picture when you're comparing prices of bankruptcy lawyers on what the attorney fees are, how much your court costs are going to be, so that you can really make a true comparison.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.